Imagine this. You're sitting across from someone you really care about. Maybe it's a date, maybe it's your partner. And then, out of nowhere, you say something or do something that completely ruins the moment. Sound familiar? What if I told you there are 5 things men should never do with women if they want to build real respect, connection and strength? And no, this isn't about playing games or manipulation. This is about Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that teaches us how to be better men. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll see relationships in a whole new way. All right, let's get into it. Stoicism isn't just about reading Marcus Aurelius or meditating on life's hardships. It's about action. It's about how you show up in the world, especially in your relationships. And when it comes to women, whether it's your girlfriend, wife, or someone you're just starting to get to know, there are certain things that can either build trust and respect or completely destroy it. Today, we're diving into the 5 things men should never do with women according to Stoic principles. These aren't just random tips. They're rooted in wisdom that's been tested for thousands of years. So, let's break them down one by one. Here's the problem. A lot of men struggle in their relationships because they don't understand the balance between strength and vulnerability. They either try to control everything or they give up their power completely. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from self-control, not from dominating others or letting yourself be dominated. But here's the kicker. Most men don't even realize they're making these mistakes until it's too late. Maybe you've been there. You said something you regret, or you acted in a way that pushed someone away. The good news? It's fixable. But first, you need to know what not to do. That's where we're starting. 1. Never seek validation from women. Let's start with the first thing you should never do. Seek validation from women. This is a big one. A lot of men fall into the trap of needing a woman's approval to feel good about themselves. They'll change their behavior, their opinions, even their goals, just to get a thumbs up from someone they're attracted to. But here's the thing. Stoicism teaches us that our worth doesn't come from external approval. It comes from within. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you're constantly looking for validation, you're giving away your power. You're saying, "I'm not enough unless you say I am." And that's a dangerous place to be. Instead, focus on being the best version of yourself, not for her, but for you. When you do that, you'll naturally attract people who respect and value you for who you are. 2. Never lose control of your emotions. Next up, never lose control of your emotions. Now, this doesn't mean you should be a robot. Stoicism isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about understanding them and not letting them control you. Think about it. How many times have you said something in anger or frustration that you later regretted? Maybe you got jealous, or you let your insecurities take over. Those moments can destroy trust in a relationship. Epictetus said, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." When you lose control, you're giving someone else power over you. Instead, practice emotional discipline. Take a step back, breathe, and respond. Don't react. This doesn't just apply to arguments. It's about how you handle everything from rejection to disappointment. When you master your emotions, you become a man who's calm, confident, and in control, and that's incredibly attractive. 3. Never try to control her. Here's the third thing. Never try to control her. This is a trap a lot of men fall into, especially when they feel insecure. They'll try to dictate what she wears, who she talks to, or how she spends her time. But here's the truth. You can't control another person, and trying to do so only shows your own weakness. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own actions, our own thoughts, our own choices. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." When you try to control someone else, you're creating unnecessary suffering for both of you. Instead, focus on being a man who's secure in himself. Trust her to make her own decisions, and if those decisions don't align with your values, then you have the choice to walk away. But trying to control her? That's a recipe for disaster. 4. Never neglect your own growth. Number 4. Never neglect your own growth. This is huge. A lot of men get into a relationship and suddenly stop working on themselves. They stop pursuing their goals. They stop learning. They stop improving. But here's the thing. A relationship isn't a finish line. It's a partnership. And if you're not growing, you're not bringing your best to the table. Stoicism is all about continuous improvement. Marcus Aurelius said, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Every challenge, every obstacle is an opportunity to grow. So don't get complacent. Keep pushing yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally. When you're constantly improving, you become a man who's not just attractive, but also inspiring. And that's the kind of man who builds strong, lasting relationships. 5. Never forget your purpose. Finally, the 5th thing you should never do. Forget your purpose. This is the foundation of everything. Stoicism teaches us that a man without a purpose is like a ship without a rudder. He's drifting aimlessly at the mercy of the waves. And when you don't have a clear sense of purpose, it's easy to get lost in a relationship. You might start prioritizing her needs over your own, or you might lose sight of what really matters to you. But here's the truth. A strong relationship is built on two people who are both aligned with their own purpose. Seneca said, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." So, take the time to figure out what you're here for, what's your mission, what's your vision for your life. When you're clear on that, you'll be able to show up as the best version of yourself. Not just for her, but for you. 6. Never make her your only priority. It's easy to fall into the trap of making a woman the center of your world. But here's the thing, when you put her on a pedestal, you lose balance in your life. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's within our control, our own actions, goals, and growth. If you neglect your friends, family, career, or personal passions just to please her, you're not being fair to yourself or to her. A healthy relationship is built on two people who have their own lives but choose to share them. So, keep your priorities in check. Be present in the relationship, but don't let it consume you. 7. Never avoid difficult conversations. Many men shy away from tough conversations because they're afraid of conflict or rejection, but avoiding problems doesn't make them go away, it just lets them grow. Stoicism teaches us to face challenges head-on with courage and honesty. If something's bothering you, or if there's an issue in the relationship, address it calmly and respectfully. Marcus Aurelius said, "The obstacle in the path becomes the path." Difficult conversations are opportunities to strengthen trust and understanding. Don't run from them, embrace them as part of building a stronger connection. 8. Never stop being a man of action. Words are important, but actions define who you are. Promising to change or saying the right things means nothing if you don't follow through. Stoicism is a philosophy of action. It's about living your principles every day. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you want to improve, take consistent steps toward that goal. Women notice when a man's words and actions align. It shows integrity, reliability, and strength. So don't just talk about being a better man, be that man. Actions speak louder than words, and they build lasting respect. Here's the key takeaway. Stoicism isn't about being cold or detached. It's about being strong, disciplined, and focused on what really matters. When you avoid these 5 mistakes, you're not just becoming a better partner, you're becoming a better man. And that's something no one can take away from you. To recap, never seek validation, never lose control of your emotions, never try to control her, never neglect your own growth, and never forget your purpose. These aren't just rules, they're principles that will help you build stronger, healthier relationships. And more importantly, they'll help you become the kind of man who's respected, admired, and truly fulfilled. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button. Let's keep building together.